Hello everyone and welcome back to some more Final Fantasy XIV, Realm Reborn. I'm of course Neon Genesis and this is continuing on with my Let's Play of Final Fantasy XIV. And so now that we're level 50, we're going to have lots of other things we can still do. A lot of people hit 50 and tend to then get bored. But as I'd recommended, I'd said not to level up a craft until you've possibly hit level 50, just to get the sort of 2.0 main storyline out of the way. I'd now recommend, if you're going to spend any time doing that, possibly go off and try and start a craft. Ideally, you do want to be having all crafts level 50 to become the ultimate crafter, as you'll find that some ingredients you need the other craft to make them, or you just end up spending guilt on that material to make that craft. But again, I probably will do a video on crafting at some point, but for now I'm kind of mainly focusing on the main storyline dungeons that you'll have to come across. But now that we've actually finished the 2.0 main storyline, I'm still going to be focusing on the main storyline, but also on dungeons of now gearing up. So that takes me up to the subject of saying, now that we're level 50, we're going to have to start looking more closely at your average item level down here. And of course, a new sort of something new to us, and we're going to be looking at some soldiery. I'll look into terms of soldiery. These are going to be your currency now to be upgrading armor the quickest way. Now, really, now that we're level 50, we need to be looking at boosting up your average item level. It's probably going to be just a short of level average item level 50 if you've just hit level 50 anyway. Just going to clear that there. And the best way you want to be doing this is you want to be looking at gearing up slowly but surely, gearing up that way. So I'd recommend straight away going from doing, after doing Praetorium and Castrum Meridianum, go around, talk to some NPCs and unlock some of the dungeons that are going to be at your disposal. For example, Amperdor Keep, if you haven't already done that one, Wanderer's Palace, things like Aurum Vale and Desmail Darkhold, they were lower level, they were below level 50. Now I did skip a few of them out as they weren't initially for the main storyline. But I'd recommend unlocking as many of the dungeons as you can. For example, you should be okay to do Copper Bell Mines, as down here it will actually say the average item level 48 is required to do that dungeon, which you should be around about that level by now anyway, with your artifact armor and whatnot. But to get into some of the harder dungeons, for example, Hullbreaker Isle, is average item level 70. Now to boost up your average item level as fast as you can, or as the fastest way as you can, I'd recommend unlocking Wanderer's Palace. Now, it's not required to be a particular average item level. It is just a sort of bang on level 50, which is basically the sort of dungeon, the next dungeon that we should be doing. It's not a part of the main storyline, but it is something that we should be doing just to be boosting up our average item level, because this dungeon drops item level 55 armor if I'm correct. So I'm going to be searching that one straight away. You can get the NPC to activate this quest in Vesper Bay if I'm correct, and he will then send you out to Upper Lerneska, or Upper Lanosha, as some people have been calling it recently. And I quite like the name Lanosha, but I end up saying Lerneska, which I'm definitely not saying it right, because it's Noskea. But anyway, so I've got some fates here, and eventually they'll send you to Upper Lerneska at Camp Bronze Lake, and then just west of the teleport, you'll see that this is the entrance to the Wanderer's Palace. You'll pretty much talk to Abazi Charazi, I think, and then no joke, that's pretty much it. You'll be able to go in there, Wanderer's Palace. So I'm going to queue up on Paladin for the speed of instant queue. Yay for instant queue. And I'm going to take us into Wanderer's Palace. Come on, instant queue. Instant queue. Give me it. Give me instant queue. It's not going to give me instant queue, is it? Let's have a look. Oh, we've got a DPS. We just need one more DPS and a healer. Oh, that's alright then. That's fine. So while I'm waiting, guys, I'm going to go touch on the subject of Elegant Tombstones of Soldiery. Now, you will probably have received a little bit of soldiery from doing Praetorium and Castrum Meridianum. I think that's how you say it. I ended up saying Castrum Meridium. And this soldiery currency that you may be oblivious to what it is, can be spent basically to upgrade your more armor. Now, in Mordona, if you've never obviously explored there, which you should have by now because it's a part of the main story, get your butt there. I'm waiting for it to load. Now, Mordona on PS4 always takes that a little bit longer to upload because this is a sort of heart of the game where lots of people seem to hang out here. Let's do this. So up here near sort of entrance, sorry, the exit to Mordona here, the Oriana. If you talk to Oriana, you'll see that she has all these options. Disciple of War, Elegant Tombstones of Soldiery. Click here and you can see the prices of all the equipment here to upgrade. So you've got your accessories there, you've got your armor there, blah de blah de blah. But the best thing about this is that it's average item level 100 armor. So straight away, as soon as you have enough, you want to be starting probably upgrading with your head and your feet first, as that'll boost your average item level up by quite a significant amount. And when you've got enough, then we can start looking at doing the high level dungeons. But as I'm trying to get most level 50 dungeons up, not as a guide as such, because there's too many guides out, but it's to sort of take us through it and maybe explain to us what we need to do. Boom, we're in. But I'll be taking us through most of these dungeons. Maybe some of them I won't, most of them I probably will. Not really sure where we're going to go, I'm just going to sort of see how we go. Okay, so shield up, just waiting for that DPS to confirm, and we should be in. Come on, DPS. Come on. I have no idea where I'm running, by the way, guys. I'm just running. Oh, there we go. We're in. And as always, I'd recommend food if you've got food. Now, I would love to actually spend a bit of time on my Dragoon to do some of these dungeons, but since it's instant queue as Paladin, and this dungeon is pretty easy to do, you know, I'd recommend. I'd love to actually do some Dragoon. Now, looking at the White Mage's HP here, they look like they're relatively new as well, so I'm going to try and do my best not to overpull if I have to. But generally, you'll have a strong setup. Just going to type in hello, don't want to be rude. I'm just going to use some food. Where are you? There we go. There we go. Now you'll see that these treasure hunters here would have spawned. Don't worry about them too much. Just going to flash them and pull these this way. And these here. Now the one really annoying thing, just going to take these. The one really annoying thing about this dungeon is that you get these big Tombreys, if anyone knows what Tombreys are, that run about all the time. And you can't target them, you can't flash them, you can't even fight them. And they stab you, basically. I don't know if you guys can see, down there you'll see a big Tombrey in the distance there, stabbing the treasure hunters. Very nice, I know. Now we've got to stay away from them. He'll end up stalking us, basically, by following us. Now if he catches us, he will stab us and do some damage to us. It's not instant death, but it's just damn annoying. Okay, let's do some damage. We've got a good DPS group by the looks of it here. We've got Black Mage and we've got Dragoon and a Scholar. Loads of mini ants here. That always happens, guys, so just be aware of that. These go down very quickly, so I'm not going to be worrying about losing hit too much. As it's come up on the screen, do not allow the Tombrey Stalker to catch you. Just as it says on the screen, if he catches you, he will be fighting you. But it normally comes down that corridor from where we came from, so as soon as we see it, then we need to sort of panic or worry then. But I think he does chase you, but you can easily get away from him. Take these buzzards down, then we're going to be on the next pull. Now these level 50 dungeons a lot of them, the style of them have changed. They tend to be quite big pulls, because 9 times out of 10 someone's already done this dungeon. Excuse me, and they're going to be well over geared for it. So the damage they're going to be doing is pretty insane. As you can see, that's some of our DPS are doing. So I'm going to do a pretty big pull here. Okay, now some of these treasure coffers are a bit annoying, because as you go for the coffer, lots of little ads can pop a lot of the time in this dungeon. But just for the example of it, I'm going to show you guys what I mean. Like so. Now these are only baby ads, so I wouldn't worry too much, but just if you're a white mage, don't panic. Especially if the tank does it, then it's not too bad. There we go, look. There we go. Now we've got some hair. Slap up some buffs there. Slap up some sentinel. Again, these little bronze beetles don't hit for much. Now we're on to 2 enemies left. That was pretty cool. Okay, down you go. Next group of enemies. So now, what we actually need is, it says here, clear the still waters, so obviously that'll be approaching the first boss, but very shortly we're going to need to be paying attention to these Tombries that we've got here, that we're fighting here, not the big ones, the small ones. They drop, I think they drop lantern oil, and we're going to need them to use on a device that should open up the next passageway for us. Just going to make sure I get that hit on that one. There we go. Cog oil's gone to the black mage there. Now what I'd recommend is, if you are a tank or a paladin or even a marauder and you're doing a pull in this dungeon, you probably want your camera as far out as possible so you can dodge the AoEs that are popping up, especially because the pulls are pretty big at level 50. And especially if you're a new white mage and you see your marauders pretty well geared, you may want to just say that, you know, just don't forget to mention you are new. A lot of people normally refrain from themselves saying that they're new, like they're almost embarrassed. Don't be embarrassed, just tell them you're new at least, so that they know, alright, you know, if I was the tank and nobody said anything, and I hadn't noticed that this scholar here's got quite lowish HP, I wouldn't, you know, I don't want to do massive pulls if they're going to be new to the job, or newish to level 50. Okay, first boss, Keeper of Halidom. Not that hard, very easy. No mechanics to really worry about. Bit of a joke as a bit of a boss really, but I'm just going to focus on doing damage and dodging AoEs. Pretty much that is all you need to do in this fight. A nice good standard boss where you dodge AoEs and kick butt and take names basically. Okay, that big AoE you need to watch out for though, guys. As I said, it's just dodging it. Otherwise you'll get poisoned, which is what I am right now. Let's see if I can blind it. Can I blind him? Yeah, I blinded him, that's fine. So his HP is flying down, he's not posing any threat whatsoever for us. Just watching out for the AoE inhale. If you get a limit break in time, which our team's not going to get a limit break in time, but if you do, by all means just use the limit break to finish him off. Otherwise you probably will lose the limit break for the next boss, I think, anyway. And down we go. Treasure coffer, and as I said before, average item level 55 equipment there. So I'm just going to pass that for maybe anyone who wants it. I'll take a need on the sword. Why not? Yeah. Okay, we've got some more Tombries. Now, as I said before, we're going to need some lantern oil, as it says on the screen on the right hand side near our duty finder area there, the duty list. That's what we're going to need to have now to excuse me, put in devices to open up the passageway for us. It's going to be a fairly quick dungeon, this. It shouldn't take us too long. The bosses are not that difficult. In fact, the first and second boss are funny as hell. The last one can be funny as long as you've got the good setup. Picked up the oil there. Somebody's picking up the oil for us. I'm going to do a big pull, I think. I'm going to pull these gears as well. And there's the rusted Nimian devices that we're going to need. The Tombry oil for. Yeah, we'll be dodging some AoEs here. As I said, camera right out if you can. Even if you're a DPS, like for example, even when I'm on Dragoon, sometimes I'm putting the camera angle right out just so I can see where the AoEs are at. Try and keep hitting them all by doing a bit of damage to all of them singly. Okay, that's that done down. We've got the gear grease to kill, and then just a Tombry, which should actually drop another oil for us. Yep, there's the oil. So someone using the Nimian device there, and the Nimian device there, and then the Nimian device in front of us as soon as we enter out here. Now again, you're going to see in the distance there's going to be a large Tombry and some treasure hunters fighting. As I said before, try and stay away from the Tombry if you can. And there's enemies here that you may not need to come across. But do take care though, guys, because here is where the big Tombry will patrol up here. As you can see, he's there, look. If he sees you, he will chase you. Someone's just going to use an Nimian device here. Okay. These soldiers shouldn't take too long to go down. Okay, so once these are down, we're going to have to look at trying our best not to get hit by this giant Tombry. Now, if he does spot us, we can run. As I said, he doesn't run very fast. Oh, there he is. Look, he's seen us, look. Now, annoyingly enough, anyone who comes near him, he does try to stab. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull these. As I said before, we can't pull the Tombry. So let's see if I can fight these here. Come on, fight in this corner over here. That giant Tombry's turned around now, so that's brilliant news. If I worry about my health too much, I will just hollow ground, but should be okay. So this one is a pretty messy pull. It has always been messy. You've just got to watch out for that Tombry, really. But I think we've got a pretty good recovery there. Tombry drops a flask of lantern oil, which we're going to need to get in there. Now, there's another large Tombry here that's just aggroed the Eos, funnily enough. See if I can quickly heal it. Very weak cures from Paladin. Now I'm actually going to take a bit of a risk here. Now there's a Tombry coming here, a large one. What I'm actually going to do is I'm going to pull this treasure coffer because... Sorry, enter this coffer because you can get some pretty good loot from here. and try and get these guys away from that big Tombury there. These go down so quick. We do some insane damage to him. Now I'm going to move away again because there's a large Tombury coming there. I don't want them to get aggro, which they've just done. Now the funny news is we've got a nimming device here. We need some more oil, I think. Yeah, we've got another nimming device down there. Now what's going to be annoying is we're going to have to try and get past this Tombury. Just having a look what we got there. That's fine. Okay, so we need to try and this is going to be stupid this, because there's a little device down there and we need to get down there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to provoke the enemies, fight the enemies, and then one of our members, just got a lol for him, one of our members are going to run down there and use the device. That is the aim. So I can provoke that. Can I pull yet? Can I pull yet? Not yet, not yet. Now. Okay, so I've pulled these, so we're going to fight these. Now, I want somebody to go for the device in just a moment. If not, I'll run myself. I'm not bothered. Now, he should turn right there, is he? Yeah, he's turned right. I can't really see because of the shadow flare he's putting there now. But yeah, he's turned right. That's fine. Our Dragoon's going to run down there and touch a switch for us. And, of course, the treasure coffer. Nice. So a bit of an awkward moment there, but we got through it without getting any more stabs to the face. Okay, so we've got another Tombury patrol in there. So you're safe pretty much in the middle of here. Now, if you do get aggro, you do run in here once the door's open, because funnily enough, the Tombury doesn't actually enter this room. I'm not really sure why. And that takes us to the next boss. Gonna let them buff up, do his thing. Okay, let's do this. Now this is hilarious. This fight is just a big joke because of how overgeared we are. Now normally what I'd say is you attack this little giant Bavarois, I think his name is, and these ads will pop. Now these ads are going to be a joke because really you could pretty much technically just ignore the ads and go full attack on the boss. I mean, we're probably going to take the ads down just for the sake of it anyway, but you don't really need to now. He will spawn some more. The only annoying thing that this boss can do that may cause you somewhat of a bit of trouble is every now and then he just decides to turn around and slap another party member. Even if I've got hate, he'll just ignore the hate on me and go around slapping another member. Very annoying. So just just be on your toes for cures. If it's yourself, run like hell. Like he's doing it now, look, he's gone for the white mage, he's killed him. Not to worry, we won't die, we should be fine. He's going down too quick. And he's down. Now I would have got some more soldiery there by the way guys, but obviously I'm capped on soldiery, so obviously it came up with I didn't receive any. Some more level 55 armor, so Disciple of War, Disciple of Magic, level 55, or item level 55 at least. So the white mage, oh that's fine, the white mage is up now. Just gonna wait a minute. Ready to go, let's do this. So that boss was, it was just a silly little joke really, it didn't really pose as any threat whatsoever. He did kill the white mage, but bearing in mind the white mage is, as I said before, you can see by his HP, he's either a new player or he's a new white mage, so either way I'm not there to criticise. He's doing a very very good job. You know, he can't help dying. The boss just went over and slapped him one. Kill these little corrupted Nimian curates. Then we can move on. Bush dead. So I'm pretty sure with that coffer there that possibly ads will spawn. If they don't, we've got lucky. Or is it actually no FA. Ah, Nimian orbs. Ooh. Congrats to the black mage there. Pretty sure it's a crafting material of some sort. Now believe it or not guys, we're pretty much at the end of the run. Another pull here. Now, you want to keep moving because that big Tombury will spawn and keep chasing you. So I'm actually trying to pull and move, keep moving basically. And that quite hopefully should be the last big pain in the butt Tombury that you come across. So use some debuffs. There we go, got 3 of those enemies left. Potion. Just gonna progress up the run and pull these Tomburys now. I'm not sure if you guys can hear clicking, and as always, I'm very cautious of that. And if you can, I do apologise for that. I know it can be very annoying. Naming generator safely. Alright, that's pretty cool. So we're just got to pick up these oils now, and we're into the last boss, guys. Just need 1 more oil, if I'm right. Yeah, there we are. Switching Tomburys. There's another oil. Can we open the door? Okay, the oil. Open the door. Open says me. I don't know why we've got... I think that actually needs 2 oils by the looks of it. Uh-oh. The big Tombury just caught us up there, but we've managed to enter the room where, again, as I repeat, the Tombury won't chase you in here. But we are now on the last boss. Who is, of course, Tombury King. Oh yes, I'm sure any Final Fantasy fan will know this enemy very well. Not that hard a fight. I'd recommend having 1 DPS on the ads, the other DPS on Tombury King with the tank, and the healer being on their alert for heals, as it can get messy towards the end. But with the DPS we've got, we shouldn't have too much trouble. Okay, so you can see you've got Tomburys coming around the corner, and they keep spawning basically, but they do go down very quickly. So you want, as I said before, ideally you do want 1 DPS going around killing all of them. If not, if you're over-geared or overpowered, then just basically stay on Tombury King. I mean, we're hitting already 60% health on him left. Gonna use Bloodbath to restore any HP, keep my HP topped up. Now they're stabbing me, as you can see, throat stab. Gonna do Circle of Scorn. Keeping my HP topped up if possible. We're 20% left. Now, after some time, you'll see the Tombury slashes have spawned in the back there. Now, they're the deadly ones. I've just hollowed ground just for the safety of the run. Just for in case. And we have done it. And I've actually received the Tombury card for that. Very nice. Anyway guys, that was Wanderer's Palace. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, be sure to give it a like. Subscribe if you'd like to see more content from me. And as always guys, I'll see you all in the next video. So until then guys, happy gaming.